Importing contacts into FileMaster is very easy. First, I'm going to show you how fast the importing is. Then I'll show you the proper steps. We exported our contacts from Outlook and we put it on the desktop here. Now in FileMaster, just go up here and click on the navigation menu and scroll down until you see Import. We exported our files into a CSV format. You can see it right here. So I'll just click Import CSV. I'm going to choose my file. It's saved on the desktop, you can see here. Click Insert. I'm going to verify the data is correct. Then I'm going to import. Now I can either go home or view my files. There are only 2 in this example, but you can import thousands all at once. Now let me show you the proper steps. It's actually very easy, but there's only 2 things that you need to remember. The field names need to match, and you can only import into available fields. So let's say, for instance, your contacts have a field called eye color. Well, we don't have a field called eye color, so that data would not be imported. Only the critical data such as name, address, phone number, emails, etc. Now, the first thing we need to do is export your contacts from your contact manager, such as Outlook, and you can do that in either a CSV file or an XLSX file, and just save it to your desktop. Now, if you don't know how to export your contacts, you can click on the link here, and we have a great little tutorial there. And if you use some other contact manager, it should be pretty straightforward. File export, just about always on just about any contact manager should be there. Otherwise, you can try Google or reaching out to the support team for that particular software. But you want to export your contacts, save it to your desktop. If you save the file as an XLSX file, well, that's an Excel file, and you can just double click it and open it up. Then you just make your changes, save it, and then import it into FileMaster. If, on the other hand, you saved it as a CSV file, then you're going to want to right-click it and open it up in either Excel or Numbers. In either case, I like to position my worksheet on top of FileMaster, or at least close to it, so I can see both, so I can easily see everything, because now we need to match up the field names. We'll start in the first column, name first, and we look down on our available fields in FileMaster. It looks like it's spelled correctly. And in the next column, last, that's not going to get us very far because I can see in our available fields we need name last, no space. So now we just simply type that in, name last, and move to the next field, which is address. That looks good. Address city, got to take that space out of there. And we just continue doing this until all the fields are mapped correctly. By the way, we also gave you a very handy little copy feature here. So if you click the copy icon, it'll copy it to your clipboard. So all you have to do is select that field and then hit paste, and it'll paste it on in so you don't have to type it. Oh, and if you do have a field that FileMaster doesn't have, like eye color, just ignore it. It's not going to import and it's not going to hurt anything. So just ignore it. Once your fields are matched properly, go ahead and save your document and close it. And then I'd like to reopen it just to verify that everything is there. Now, if we just save this, like we did a moment ago, it just saves the Excel document or the numbers document, and that's not what we need. We need a CSV file, right? So we export from this file to CSV again on the desktop. We're just going to replace what's already there. Now I can close my numbers document. Excel if you're on Windows, close it, and that's how you save your CSV file. Again, if you just saved it because we opened it in Numbers or Excel, it would just save it as a Numbers or Excel file, and you don't need that. You want a CSV file, so you have to re-export it as a CSV, and it overwrites the one that's already there. Now go down, click Import CSV if that's the kind of file you're working with. I'm going to choose my file. It's saved on the desktop, you can see here. Click Insert. I'm going to verify the data is correct. You can see first name, Eric, Mary, that looks good. Last name looks good. But if there was a problem, you would know because the first name would have no data under it because there's nothing to import because the field didn't match. That's how you know if something went wrong. Let me show you. And I'm going to change this to first name. Okay. Now to save this, again, we're going to export to a CSV. So I'm going to go over here and go File, Export to CSV. Make sure I'm on my desktop because that's where my other one is. The name is the same. export, and yes, replace. Okay, I can close this one. It's going to ask me if I want to save it. No, I don't need to save it. Okay, so we've got a new CSV that's wrong. It's incorrect. Now we're going to import that CSV. I'll show you what happens. Desktop, exported contacts, CSV, insert, and look, all the first names are missing. Why? Because it wasn't mapped properly. So let's go change it. I'll exit. It's going to scream at me. I'll say okay. We're going to open this back up with numbers. Change it. Well, let's see what it's supposed to be. Let's bring this up here. It is supposed to be name first. I'll use my little copy icon so I don't have to type it. Double click, make sure it's highlighted, paste, name first, looking good. Now we can go ahead and file, export to CSV, export, replace what's there. Now I can close this. Again, it's going to ask me to save it. I don't need to save it. Okay, now this is correct. Now when we import, desktop, exported contacts, insert, and now we have our first names back. That's how you know if it's wrong, and that's how you fix it. Then I'm going to import. Now I can either go home or view my files. And that's it. It's just that simple. Now everything is in FileMaster.